All right, guys, good morning. We are going to go ahead and get started with math. And today we're going to kind of be detectives. We're going to roll some dice and we're going to kind of look for some clues in our set of numbers and see what we can figure out by the numbers that we get. So I want 5 of you to come up and roll these dice for me. And I will bring 5 students up, we will roll the dice, and we'll put them on the board. All right, so our numbers are 1, 4, 4, 3, and our last number is 6. All right, so the first thing that we want to do when we have a set of numbers like this, what we want to do is put them in order from smallest to biggest. So what is our smallest number here? Yes, it is number 1. What would come after number 1 using these numbers? Yes, we would have number 3, and then we would have 4. But how many 4s do we have? Do we just have 1 4? No, we have 2 4s. And then our last number would be number 6. All right, so let's do a little bit of investigating and see if we can figure it out. So, do we see a number here that we see more than 1 time? Is there a number up here more than 1 time? Right, we see number 4 twice, right? So the number that we see the most is 4, right? So now we're going to try to find the middle number. So can anybody tell me what the middle number of these numbers is? The easiest way to find this out is we can mark off 1 on each side. We still have 3, so we can mark off another on each side. And that leaves us with 4, right? So our middle number is 4. All right, so what if these numbers were how many pieces of candy we were putting in a bowl? And we were putting all these numbers in a bowl, and it was all Skittles. And we wanted to see how many total Skittles we had so we could see how many Skittles we each got. We want to split it up evenly so everybody gets the same amount of Skittles. So first, what we need to do is we need to add all of these numbers together. So we need to do 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 6. So everybody put that in your calculator and let me know what the answer is. All right, so our answer is 18. All right, so how many numbers did we add together to get 18? Right, we added 5 numbers together. So we need to divide 18 divided by 5. And what do we get there? Right, we get 3.6. So that's kind of a weird number. So we would all at least get 3 Skittles, and there would be a little bit left over. But we could know that we could all have 3 Skittles and we would all have the same amount. Okay? Does everybody understand so far? All right. So next, what we are going to do is, I don't know if some of y'all remember, I pulled you over and we worked on adding numbers together to get averages. That's going to be important because today we're going to learn a couple new terms, but part of that is going to be adding numbers together to get the average or the mean of a set of data. And we're also going to learn what mode and median means. So we're going to do another set of data. It's going to be 5, 2, 5, 7, and 10. So what is the first thing that we need to do before we move on here? Right, we need to put our numbers in order from smallest to biggest. So our smallest number is going to be 2, and then we have 5, but we have how many 5s? We have 2 number 5s, right? And then we have number 7, and then number 10. All right, so when we look at this, do we see a number that we see the most? Right, we see number 5 the most. So in math, we call that the mode, because mode equals the most. And we can remember that because mode and most both start with mo, okay? So we have mode equals most. Everybody say that for me. Mode equals most. Good job. So now we have our mode is 5. So now we need to figure out what our middle number is. So what is our middle number? Well, we can mark off 2 and 10, and then we can mark off 5 and 7, and that leaves us with 5. So our middle number in math is called our median. So median equals middle. So we can think of this because when you're driving down the road and you know you have the yellow lines and you have a little middle strip in the road, that is called the median. And during this, I will have a picture of a median on the board. I have a PowerPoint that I will be using to go over this with the students. I just don't have access to it right now, so this is how I'm doing it. But I will have a picture of a median in the road to give them a visualization. All right, so the last thing we need to find is the average of these numbers. So what do we need to do? We need to add all of these numbers together. So I need y'all to add all this together and somebody tell me what that equals. Right, that equals 28. Or sorry, 29. So how do we find out how to split 29 up evenly so that it's fair and all of these numbers get the same? Right, we need to figure out how many numbers. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. So we need to divide 29 divided by 5. Someone put that in their calculator and tell me what that is. What is our answer? Right, it is 5.8. So in math, we call that the mean. The mean is the average. The way I always thought about this in school is the average was mean because you had to do more work to get it than the other 3. So that just kind of made it simpler to me to remember, is that the average is mean because you have to do a lot more work. You have to add them together and divide to get your answer rather than just looking, right? All right, so now we're gonna do this together one more time. Now that we know our 3 new words, we have mode equals most, median is the middle, and mean equals average. So then I will have 5 more kids come up. We're gonna roll the dice and create a new data set. So we're gonna have 2 and 5, 5 and 4, and our last number is 3. Okay. So we're going to do this one together. I want to bring someone up to help. So Logan, I want you to come up and show me what number do we see the most. All right, good. So we see 5 the most. So that is our mode. So 5 is our mode. All right. And then I'll bring another student up. So now I want you to find the middle number of this set of data. And we did forget something very important. We forgot to put our numbers in order. So what we need to do is put our numbers in order. So we would have 2, 3, 4, and then we have 5 and 5. So now I need someone to come up and show me what our median is. All right, our median is 4. We can mark off 2 and 5, 3 and 5, and that leaves us with 4. All right, so now for our mean, we need to find our average. So how do we find our average? Someone remind me. Perfect. We need to add all of our numbers together and then divide by how many numbers we have total. So all of our numbers together is going to be 19. And then what do we need to divide 19 by? Right, we need to divide 19 divided by 5, and that equals 3.8. So what is our mean? Right, our mean is 3.8. Perfect. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass out a worksheet, and this is the worksheet that I'll be passing out. It is just 3 sets of data, and they will find the mean, median, and mode for all of those, and then we will go over that. And then once they finish that, I do have a GIM kit for them to play, to practice, so that I can kind of see a little bit if they're comfortable with it or not. And then that is that. The sheet is the exit ticket for them, and then after we play all of our games and everything, after we play our GIM kit game, then we're going to come back and I will ask them, how can mean, median, and mode help us to make sense of data in our real life? What is something we could use this for in real life? And then I will have a couple of examples to where we can use this to find the average of how many shots a basketball player can play in a game, or go back to the candy scenario where we want to know how many pieces of candy each person can get, or how many pieces of pizza each person can get. And that is how we will end the lesson. Thank you.